Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa Ramsey for ehow.com, sharing with you first foods for infants. We all know that when babies transition from milk to food, it can be a very challenging experience. The most important thing that we should do for our babies is introduce one food at a time. So you can start with one of these 4 foods and just stick with them for 4 days. Make sure they don't get rashes or irritable or constipated. Any of those symptoms could suggest that's not a very tolerable food for the baby. So let's start with sweet potatoes. You can purchase sweet potatoes that are organic from health food stores in glass jars, which is very convenient for you and the baby, or you can make your own in the oven. And if you bake sweet potatoes in the oven, just make them really soft. When they're done, just mash them up and you can store them in glass jars and give your baby homemade sweet potatoes. The same thing with squash. If you get a butternut squash, cut it in half and bake it for an hour at 350, and you can even bake it at the same time as sweet potatoes. You have a couple of meals ready to go for the baby. Make sure it's nice and soft, puree it very fine, and give it to your baby one food at a time. Another beautiful first food could be avocados. And of course, avocados you cannot purchase in a jar, so you would make them home fresh. All you have to do is open up your avocado and with a fork, just mash it until it's very, very soft. And you can make a lot or a little at a time. They do turn brown very quickly. And babies don't eat a lot, obviously, their first meal. So homemade avocado for baby is another beautiful first food. It has good oils, they tolerate very well. And all of these foods are very bland. Their taste buds haven't been stimulated with a lot of flavors yet. Another food, which I left last because it is a sweeter food, is a banana, very common first food. It is very sweet, so we don't want to start with it very first. I would use it the last of all of these, but it's nice to give babies. Babies love them, and it's so easy, just like the avocado, to smash it into very, very smooth consistency. You can put it in a blender to puree it as well, and feed that to your baby. The thing that is so important is to make sure that when you're feeding your baby its first food, that you have a coated spoon. Because if the spoon is not coated, it can cut their gums and it may make them not want to have another food. So use a very specific spoon for your baby. The reactions that we have to our baby's first meal is going to influence our baby more than anything. If we're nervous or making faces and the baby's not understanding that, they're going to be resistant to the food. So we must be relaxed and a joyful experience, a messy one at that, but something to have fun with and be patient with, because the babies are learning to use their mouth in a very different way. So these are the first vegetables and fruits that I would recommend for babies, introducing them one at a time every 4 days and make it a very enjoyable experience.